Okay, now we come to Sutta 150, Nagaravindeyya Sutta, to the Nagaravindans. This is a very good sutta. It does not have so much Dhamma content, but it's a very good sutta. Very soon you understand why. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was wandering in the Kosalan country with a large sangha of monks, and eventually arrived at a Kosalan village named Nagaravindeyya. The Brahmin householders of Nagaravindeyya heard. The recluse Gotama, the son of the Sakyans, who went forth from a Sakyan clan, has been wandering in the Kosalan country with a large sangha of monks, and has come to Nagaravindeyya. Now a good report of Master Gotama has been spread to this effect, that Blessed One is Arahant, Sammasambuddha, etc. He reveals a holy life that is utterly perfect and pure. Now it is good to see such Arahants. Then the Brahmin householders of Nagaravindeyya went to the Blessed One. Some paid homage to the Blessed One and sat down at one side. Some exchanged greetings with him, and when this courteous and amiable talk was finished, sat down at one side. Some extended their hands in reverential salutation towards the Blessed One and sat down at one side. Some pronounced their name and clan in the Blessed One's presence and sat down at one side. Some kept silent and sat down at one side. When they were seated, the Blessed One said to them, Householders, if wanderers of other sects ask you thus, Householders, what kind of recluses and Brahmins should not be honored, respected, revered and venerated? You should answer them thus, those recluses and Brahmins who are not rid of lust, hate and delusion regarding forms cognizable by the eye, whose minds are not inwardly peaceful, and who conduct themselves now righteously, now unrighteously, in body, speech and mind. Such recluses and Brahmins should not be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Why is that? Because we ourselves are not rid of lust, hate and delusion regarding forms cognizable by the eye. Our minds are not inwardly peaceful, and we conduct ourselves now righteously, now unrighteously, in body, speech and mind. Since we do not see any higher righteous conduct on the part of those good recluses and Brahmins, they should not be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Those recluses and Brahmins who are not rid of lust, hate and delusion regarding sounds cognizable by the ear, regarding odors, regarding flavors, regarding tangibles, regarding mind objects, whose minds are not inwardly peaceful, and who conduct themselves now righteously, now unrighteously, in body, speech and mind, should not be honored. Since we do not see any higher righteous conduct on the part of those good recluses and Brahmins, they should not be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Being thus asked, householders, you should answer those wanderers of other sects in this way. Stop here for a moment. So here, without being asked by the lay people, the Buddha is telling these lay people how to judge recluses and Brahmins or monks and ascetics. The Buddha said there are some that should be respected, revered, whereas some should not be respected and revered. And those who should not be respected and revered are those who have lust, hatred and delusion, just like lay people. Just like lay people sometimes conduct themselves righteously, sometimes unrighteously. So if these recluses and Brahmins, these monks and ascetics, they also behave like this, sometimes righteously, sometimes unrighteously, to body, speech and mind, then why should you respect them? Because they are no better than you. So this is the standard the Buddha gives. But householders, if wanderers of other sects ask you thus, householders, What kind of recluses and Brahmins should be honored, respected, revered and venerated? You should answer them thus. Those recluses and Brahmins who are rid of lust, hate and delusion regarding forms cognizable by the eye, whose minds are inwardly peaceful and who conduct themselves righteously in body, speech and mind. Such recluses and Brahmins should be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Why is that? Because we ourselves are not rid of lust, hate and delusion regarding forms cognizable by the eye. Our minds are not inwardly peaceful, and we conduct ourselves now righteously, now unrighteously, in body, speech and mind. Since we see higher righteous conduct on the part of those good recluses and Brahmins, they should be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Those recluses and Brahmins who are rid of lust, hate and delusion regarding sounds cognizable by the ear, regarding odors, flavors, tangibles, mind objects, whose minds are inwardly peaceful and who conduct themselves righteously in body, speech and mind, should be honored. Since we see higher righteous conduct on the part of those good recluses and Brahmins, they should be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Being thus asked householders, we should answer those wanderers of other sects in this way. Stop here for a moment. So here the Buddha is saying, if these monks or ascetics, they are better than lay people, they are rid of lust, hate and delusion. And you see the next paragraph, or if they are practicing to get rid of lust, hate and delusion, and their minds are inwardly peaceful, and who conduct themselves righteously in body, speech and mind, that means they have moral conduct, then they should be honored, respected, revered and venerated. Why? Because they have a higher righteous conduct than ordinary lay people. Householders, if wanderers of other sects ask you thus, but what are your reasons and what is your evidence regarding those venerable ones, whereby you say about them, surely these venerable ones are either rid of lust or are practicing for the removal of lust. They are either rid of hate or are practicing for the removal of hate. They are either rid of delusion or are practicing for the removal of delusion. Being asked thus, you should answer those wanderers of other sects thus. It is because those venerable ones resort to remote jungle thicket resting places in the forest, for there are no forms cognizable by the eye there, of a kind they could look at and delight in. There are no sounds cognizable by the ear there, of a kind that they could listen to and delight in. There are no odors cognizable by the nose there, of a kind that they could smell and delight in. There are no flavors cognizable by the tongue there, of a kind that they could taste and delight in. There are no tangibles cognizable by the body there, of a kind that they could touch and delight in. These are our reasons, friends. This is our evidence, whereby we say about those venerable ones. Surely these venerable ones are either rid of lust, hate and delusion, or are practicing for their removal. Being thus asked householders, you should answer those wanderers of other sects in this way. When this was said, the Brahmin householders of Nagaravindeyya said to the Blessed One, Magnificent Master Gotama, Magnificent Master Gotama. Master Gotama has made the Dhamma clear in many ways, as though he were turning upright what had been overthrown, revealing what was hidden, showing the way to one who was lost, or holding up a lamp in the darkness for those with eyesight to see forms. We go to Master Gotama for refuge, and to the Dhamma, and to the Sangha of monks. From today, let Master Gotama accept us as lay followers who have gone to him for refuge for life. And that's the end of the sutta. So here you see, the Buddha says that if a monk stays in the forest, the remote forest, then you should respect him because he does not enjoy or delight in the five parts of sensual pleasure, form, sound, smell, taste and touch. And if he's practicing there, then either he's already rid of lust or he's practicing for the removal of lust. He's either rid of hate or he's practicing for the removal of hate. He's either rid of delusion or practicing for the removal of delusion. So you can see from the suttas and the Vinaya, during the monks' time, during the Buddha's time, the monks' disciples, the Buddha and his disciples, always stayed in the forest. They're always forest monks. They don't stay in the cities and the towns. The Buddha says that if a monk stays in the city and the towns, then it's very easy to break the precepts. Or even if not, then he will be discouraged from practicing the holy life and will disrobe. So the Buddha always encourages monks to stay in the forest or forest monasteries. During the Buddha's time, practically all the monasteries were forest monasteries. But sometimes when monks pass certain towns, we can see from the suttas and the Vinaya, sometimes they do stay in the towns, but only on a temporary basis, not long term. For example, our Samanera Ong has to go back to Singapore once in a while to do his visa, and he can stay in Wat Palelai. Otherwise, he comes to the forest monastery. So this is a very definite standard set by the Buddha, and very few monks mention this sutta. Very few monks. So the Buddha only praises forest monks, not city monks. I think I'll stop here for tonight, so that tomorrow we can do 2 suttas and wind up. Anything to discuss? Even though the Buddha before enlightenment did not know the Dhamma, but he meditated, the Buddha meditated and attained the 4 jhanas. After attaining the 4 jhanas, the Buddha recollected the past lives. When he recollected his many past lives, he remembered that he was a disciple of the Buddha Kassapa. And when he remembered the Buddha Kassapa, all the Dhamma that he learned came back to him. Without the knowledge of the Dhamma, you cannot become enlightened. So after that, he used the knowledge of the 4 Noble Truths. He contemplated the 4 Noble Truths and attained enlightenment. Depending on what level you want to attain. In the suttas, it is mentioned to attain Sotapanna and Sakadagamin, first and second fruition, you don't need perfect concentration. Perfect concentration consists of the 4 jhanas. So for Sotapanna and Sakadagamin, you don't need 4 jhanas. But if you have 3 jhanas or 2 jhanas or 1 jhana, you become a Sotapanna or a Sakadagamin very easily, provided you learn the Dhamma. But there are some people, because of maybe past life, when they listen to the Dhamma and they pay full attention, they concentrate their minds when they listen to the Dhamma. It is stated in the suttas that at the moment when he fully concentrates on hearing the Dhamma, at that moment the 5 hindrances are eliminated at that moment, and then he can understand the Dhamma. That is why you can see from the suttas and the Vinaya, sometimes the Buddha will teach to many people, and they listen to the Dhamma the first time. Many of them attain stream entry. That means they understand. Of course, they have to be quite intelligent people. Can't hear very well. Huh? Siddhartha Gautama. That is what I assume. Yeah. Can go to Sita. It's a bit noisy tonight, so maybe we can end here.